Hi again, people of the internet. I'm Cameron Pleasant. Welcome back to Tabletop Pleasant. Today I have another deck profile. This is a little cheeky deck that I put together. I've had a bit of luck with it, wouldn't you believe it? This is Mono Earth with an Onion Knight Troll engine. Basically, the deck actually does have the power to stand on its own without the troll, but we play 3 copies of 2-drop light Onion Knight and we just combo it off with Brave. I'll show you how it all works. If you'd like to come around, we'll have a look at the deck. Let's have a look. Alright, let's start with the forwards. Anybody who knows me well enough knows any chance that I get, I play 3 Vincents. Vincent is just an excellent card. This card cannot be broken outright by effect. It can only the only way to break him is by dealing him damage, which is very, very strong. If you saw one of my older decks, you saw me combo that off with Cecil, which says forwards don't take damage. Even Minwoo. We play an extra copy of Vincent. I like this Vincent. It has the EX burst, so if you hit it off the X, you get a free Vincent. It's also good to, it's even not bad to play in the field because it searches for its own S ability. So you're essentially only ever going to pay 3 to play this onto the field, so it's quite cheap. And it searches its own S ability. So it's a 5 cost, you get a card back, so it becomes a 3. It's good. Next up, if you're going to play Vincent in a deck, you play Yuffie. You'll see a lot of this deck is built around Brave. Brave is a very good ability in the game of Final Fantasy. So what Yuffie does, I'm sure you already know, but it gives your Vincent Brave and plus 1000 power. And a 9000 powered Vincent is never bad. Next up, one of my favourite cards from Opus 5, Earth Wall. Damn, this card is good. As I said before, this deck is very, very heavy on its Brave. And you'll see more of those as it comes. But Wall, even Wall sitting on the field by himself is still a damn good card. The 4 abilities that he has are just good. The 2 best obviously being to give a forward Brave, and the second to buff your forward by 2000. But its other abilities aren't bad. Like, there are certain times where there is a 3000 forward or under on the field doll that you can break. I've encountered it, and it's good to have it. And the EX burst one obviously is extremely good. If your opponent has no forwards on the field, you're not going to buff your forward by 2000. You're going to stop the EX bursts from targeting forwards, because that's strong. Why wouldn't you? Next up, 2 copies of Ruban. Ruban is a very strong card. We have ways to keep him on the field, but the thing is, paying 4 to deal 9000 is not bad. It is not bad. Lastly, for our Earth forwards, 2 Deleter. Deleter is very good late game. You can really slow down your opponent quite quite strongly. As I said, this is a troll deck, and here is the troll forward. 3 copies of Onion Knight. As you can see, we have Wall, which at times we can use Wall with Onion Knight to give Onion Knight Brave. But that's not the only way. So the idea is you swing your Onion Knight with Brave, play its effect, attack again, possibly with Brave again, because we do have other ways of getting Brave in this deck. Alright. Let's move on to the backups. First up, we have a copy of Geomancer. Choose 1 forward. It gains Brave until the end of the turn if you pay 2 and tap Geomancer. That's not your main go, but it is. If you can get it all off, that is a good way of doing it. We have Monk, which gives your forward 3,000 and Brave until the end of the turn. So if you look at it like that, that's already 3 damage with 1 card, 1 forward. This doesn't change it because you can't use this and Wall in the same turn with the same card, unfortunately. Momodi, pay 0, give one of your forwards Brave. We have 2 copies of Mog Mobius. This is just to get through your deck if you need to. It's also, I always find it good not to have stickies on the field. So Mog's good. You can search your Vincent or whatever you need. Hell, you could search for an Onion Knight if you really want to. We have 2 copies of Scholar. Because a lot of the summons in my deck are I like to be able to use them. Scholar is good for that. Go through your break zone, get back a summon. So Scholar is good. 1 copy of Kate Sith. That's just to cancel a summon if you need to. Which is good. 2 copies of Enacross. No need to explain that. Just buffs your Earth forwards by 1,000. Miner. I think you just play Miner now when you're playing Earth. Play Miner onto the field, get a backup back. So this can work in so many different circumstances. Early game, you can turn Miner into a 2-drop. You can play Miner mid or late game. Get back up from your break zone that you might need. Maybe a Shantotto. Miner's just really good. And then it has its other ability which will get you a forward back from your break zone. So Miner just goes on and on and on. 2 Shantotto. Shantotto also doesn't need explanation. It just banishes your field and your opponent's field, which is good. And lastly, we have 1 star Sybil. That's just a search for your Shantotto. It's an EX burst, and you can play a card on the field by breaking it. Next up, we have our monsters. 3 copies of Gigas. So Gigas is basically another forward in your deck. Pay 0 until the end of the turn. Gigas becomes a forward of 9,000 power. Because of all the Brave in your deck, you really don't generally have to worry about his ability not to activate the next turn. So Gigas is really good. Alongside Shantotto as well. Get 3 Gigases on the field. Play Toto. you really, really put yourself ahead there. And we played 2 Magic Pot. Magic Pot is a... This works with several cards in the deck, so don't just think it's a one-trick show pony with Onion Knight. But yeah, my Magic Pot, I really value Magic Pot. It's a slow-acting card, but it costs 1, and it's really, really good. Alright, on to the summons. I play 2 copies of Titan. I can't not play this card anymore. Titan is really good. Choose a forward and it can't be broken this turn. You have to dull it, but it's worth it. Titan is a strong card still. Cockatrice. Cockatrice can be used in so many different situations. It's such a good card to have. You can stop your opponent from blocking. You can stop your opponent from attacking. You can combo it off with your Ruban, so your Ruban doesn't break. It's just a strong card. I can't not play Cockatrice in this deck. I'd like to have it at 3, and I may just swap it back to 3. 1 Golem, just a nice little combat trick. If you don't know what it does, it buffs one of your forwards by 2,000. And if you're blocking, it buffs it by 4,000. 2 copies of Hecatoncheir. That's another card I'd like to put up to 3 because backups right now are very, very prevalent, and I've had Hecaton used against me, and it's been the choice, the decision of a match a lot of the times, because it can really kill your tempo. 3 copies of Big Titan. This is one of my favorite summons in the game of Final Fantasy at the moment. If used correctly, this thing can do some damage. So for example, I could be blocking with something big. Just for example, we'll say we've got him on the field, we've got a Yuffie, we've got that, he's 10k. My opponent might have a 10k or an 11k. No, let's just say it all works out. Things don't always work out that well in the game of Final Fantasy, but say I block after they've attacked. Then I play the Titan, making that 1,000 stronger than their forward. So I win the battle, and then I can deal the remainder damage from that onto one of their forwards. Titan is just a really good card. And lastly, this is a card that I am just experimenting with. Yeah, so Zermos the Condemner. Choose up to 1 forward from your break zone of cost equal or less to the damage you have taken. Return it to your hand. Your opponent selects 1 forward of cost equal or less than the damage you have been dealt and puts it into the break zone. Hitting that off an EX at the right time could be really, really good. Unfortunately, I haven't been lucky enough to have that. This is a card I may take out. But as I said, this is just a troll deck, so it's not to be taken too seriously. So, a couple of little combos in this deck. We'll say. So, we'll just set up a little thing. All right. As I said, this isn't necessarily ideal. We'll pretend we have a hand, whatever. All right. So, assuming your opponent has no cards on the field, this is really, really unlikely. Alright, we got a full hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cards in hand. Alright, so we go Wall, give Onion Knight Brave, and no EX bursts. We attack. So 1 damage. We go Monk. Effect. Maybe discarding a card. So after popping that effect, so we've tapped 1, played it back onto the field, then we play the Monk. Attack. So 2 damage. Again, we play that. 3 damage. Essentially, you do want to play this with 5 backups on the field, I suppose. As Ed, this is a troll. Then you could possibly play the Magic Pot. 4 damage. Go through your deck. Play another one. Attack. So you can get a decent amount of damage, and that probably could have been displayed better, but it's alright. Other cards for Magic Pot include Rhubarb. Rhubarb works really well with Magic Pot. And Rhubarb is just a really good card. Alright. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a pleasure to bring you this deck profile, as corny as it might have been. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll bring you some more fun deck profiles in the future. Thank you very much.